Marketing does not bring you clients. Marketing brings you prospects.
Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James, the only podcast you need to tune into each week to grow your personal, professional, and financial life. Join entrepreneur, investor, and multi-award-winning international speaker Jessen James as he shows you how to take control of your mind to create the life, income, and career you deserve. Here's your host, Jessen James.
So now what we're going to do is I want you to park your products for now. Park your clamp, park your roadmap, park everything for a minute. Because now we know what we're selling, even in theory, yeah? In fact, raise your hand if you've got products on your pipeline that you haven't created yet. Raise your hand if you've got, yeah? Fantastic, love it, brilliant, okay? So remember I said you should at least try and pre-sell them, yeah? So what you're going to look at doing now is how do we actually get people to buy these things? How do we market, all right? How do we market? Now, just so you're clear, please write this down. Marketing does not bring you clients. Say it again. Marketing does not bring you clients. Marketing brings you prospects. Sales brings you clients. All right, we're going to be talking about selling tomorrow, how to sell. We'll do that tomorrow. But for this part here, don't just assume if I'm doing marketing, I'm going to make money, because that's not true. Yeah. In fact, raise your hand if you've been doing some marketing already, but you're not getting the sales you really want. Raise your hand. Yeah. So good. See, so that proves my theory. It's not the marketing that's necessarily the issue. It's perhaps how do we close the deal? Yeah. Just by what I told you yesterday about internal representation, how the brain processes information. If you use that, you will close more business. Okay, raise your hand if you can see that working in your business, like using that NLP model I showed you yesterday, yeah? Even if you use that, you will close more business. So what we're gonna do now though, is we're gonna focus on how do we market. Now, so you're aware, this next session is going to be a session that we're just gonna cover how do you get people into your business for free? How do you get free leads into your business? Okay, so slides please, Lenny. Fantastic. So we're going to dive into promotion, the ultimate marketing machine. We're going to jump into that subfolder now. Okay, so let's take a look at this. How do you market your business? So how do you market your business, especially on a low budget? Especially on a low budget. Now, raise your hand if your marketing budget at the moment isn't as high as what you'd like it to be. Raise your hand if that's the truth. Yeah, and just be honest. Okay, good. Now, what did I say to you guys yesterday? You can do some free marketing, but it's not a sustainable strategy if you want to go big. Yes, if you want to go big, you've got to invest. So what we're going to look at is what could you do now? Right now, like, as in I'm talking like tonight, if you wanted to start getting more leads. Yeah. So you're not going to pay money to do this, but you are going to pay in energy. Okay. You're going to have to work for it. Right. So let's take a look at what they are. All right. Now, there are three main ways to market your business. Three main ways to market your business. Two of them are free. Technically, one of them is free, one of them is no money down, the third one you pay for, all right? So let's take a look at them. Number one, your existing network. Your existing network, right? So what I want you to do right now, because this is an interactive part of the session, so the interactive part of the session, I want you to write down who are in your current network. Who's in your current network? Yeah? Who's in your current network that you could reach out to? Who's in your current network that you could reach out to? In fact, let's make it like this. I want you to write down the names, and if you don't know their names, job titles of 3 people that if you reached out to them would massively help you with getting new business or potentially give you new business. So think outside the box here, yeah? It could be people who have access to your target audience. Yeah. And it's people that you know. Okay. These are not strangers. I don't want you to reach out to strangers. Okay. Because strangers, you now need to work on getting them to know who you are. So who do you already know in your existing network that you could access? So write down 3 people's names. I'll give you a moment to do that. 3 people who you already know that potentially have influence or access to your ideal clients. Now, the reason I'm asking you to write them down is because you're going to need them for this training. So at some point, I'm going to ask you to refer back to this list. So just make sure that you know where to find it. Yeah. Put a marker or something in your notebook so you know where to come back to. So good. Now type 1 in the chat box if you've already done that. If you can't think of 3, even if you just get 1, just 1 person, yeah, in your existing network that has, yeah, perfect. Quite a few of you. All right. Now, once you know who this person is, your goal isn't to take from them. Your goal is to add value to them first. So here's what you do. You go to them, you contact them, whether it's phoning them, messaging them, emailing them, texting them, Facebook Messenger, whatever. And you, after you've done all the pleasantries and said, hello, how are you? How's the family? How's the cat? How's the dog? Whatever. You're going to now say to them, here's the question. What are you working on right now that I can add value to? This is the question you must ask this person. So it's, hey, how you doing? Like, so if I was reaching out to Sal, let's say Sal's somebody that I think can help me with my business or get me in front of the right people. I'd say, hey, Sal, how's it going? Hope your family's well, this and this and this and this. I was thinking about you the other day and I just love your mission. I love what you do. And I was just thinking, what is it that you're working on right now that I can add value to? And ask what you can do to help them. Give first, right? Let me explain why this is probably one of the best moves you'll ever make in your career, because you're building what's called relational value, building relational value, relational currency. Yeah. Raise your hand if you have someone in your network right now that you've built a relationship with and that you could call upon them if you needed help. Raise your hand if you've got someone in your life right now, like in your network of people. Yeah. Now, I would say you spent time investing into that relationship. Yes? Good. So that's relational currency. It might not pay you immediately, but it will pay you at some point. Okay. So I'm here to tell you, you need to find out who are good people that you could reach out to, literally, and have them like literally thinking, well, wow, this person's pouring into me. They're adding value to me, because naturally what's going to happen after you do them a favor? They're going to want to reciprocate. Okay. So understand this. There are laws of influence. There are laws of influence. One of those laws is reciprocity. I do something for you, so you do something for me. You see how it works, yeah? Raise your hand if someone's ever done something nice for you and you feel like you want to do something nice back. Yeah? That's reciprocity. Okay? But most people, they're going out to people to take. They're reaching out to them because their intention is, that person's got access to my client, so I'm going to try and get some referrals off of them. The referrals are a byproduct of you helping them. Okay, so who do you know that you can add value to right now? Okay, so that's one way of approaching people. Okay, the next way of you generating some free traffic is your own list or social media accounts or Facebook groups. Now I'll talk about each of those individually in a second. But first, let's look at your own list. Raise your hand if you've got an email database. Yeah, so some of you got some, good. So some of you got a database of prospects or potential people on your database. Do you know, on average, per email in your database, you should make between $1 to $1.2 per month per email address. That's the science behind this, if you're using your email database correctly. So for example, if you have 100 people on your database, if you're emailing them, you know, with offers and solutions and programs or products, if you're emailing them regularly enough, you should make at least $100 a month from 100 people on your list. Now, it doesn't mean 100 people are going to give you $1. It means one person can buy Ria's £97 program. Out of 100 people, if just one person buys it because she emailed them about it, she can make some money. So I'm going to say this. If you have an email list, use it. Communicate with them. Engage with them. Yeah? Look, don't just think about it. How much effort did you go to get people on your list? A lot. Many of us go to so much effort to get people on our lists. Why not communicate with them? You've got to communicate with them, right? So your own list. Social media accounts, okay? Raise your hand if you have a business Facebook page or business Instagram page or something like that, yeah? Cool. When I say business, I'm talking about either a personal fan page or a actual, you know, business page for your actual business, yeah? Now, ask yourself this. Are you putting enough complementary products out on your Facebook page, as in Facebook Lives, videos, posts, stuff like that, to be able to basically get more leads? Are you adding enough value to these people? Yeah. If you're not adding enough value to these people, then think of it like this. How are they even going to know that you can help them? So I want you to think about what I'm saying right now. If you don't have an email database, your next database should be your social media followers, people who follow you online. Yeah. So you must put content out online, right? Many of you who follow me on social media will know I put out content virtually every day. I'm posting something virtually every day, even if it's just an inspirational quote. It doesn't matter. I'm in contact. Yeah. So you've got to think about that. Facebook groups. Yeah. Raise your hand if you have your own private Facebook group for people. Yeah. So some of you do. Brilliant. Fantastic. Love that. Love that. Love that. Cool. CRMs, Gaia. Yes. In the next session this afternoon, we're going to be talking about CRM. So you will have all of your questions answered on that. We've got some new faces. Carl, how you doing, mate? Good to see you here, brother. How you doing? So Facebook groups. If you own a Facebook group, you should be adding value in that group to people, especially if it's a free group where you've let people come into that free group. Educate them every day. Give them some tips. Give them some inspiration. Give them something, right? So think about it. I started Billion Lives Changed. Raise your hand if you're in that group, by the way, Billion Lives Changed. You're in my Facebook community. Okay, good. So I started that nearly a year ago now, not for money. I started it because we went into lockdown and I knew people needed some inspiration, some help, some hope, something, okay? Just by showing up in that group every single day, people automatically started asking me, how can we work with you? How can we do? Some of you are here because of that group. Am I right? Yeah, I know some of you are here for that group, but I didn't push it on anybody. It's because you saw value in me. Now, I'm going to be honest, that group alone, through not any direct sales, just by people asking to come and work with me, at the end of last year, when we added it up, we did nearly £250,000 in sales from that group, just that group. Now, remember, that wasn't my intention, but if I say to people, detach yourself from the outcome and allow it to happen naturally, they will think I'm crazy. But I showed up in that group every single day, every day, even until now. Every day I'm in that group, every day, okay? I don't know about you, but if you had to do one Facebook Live every single morning for the rest of your life, but it makes you £250,000 a year, I reckon some of you would do that. You'd do it, right? Yeah? And because it doesn't bring you an immediate return, that's why people don't do it. So let me give you an example. If I said to all of you right now, create a Facebook group, and every morning when you go live in that group, I'll give you £100. You do it. Because every video you do, you're getting paid 100 quid. Yeah. Here's why people don't do it. Because when you do this strategy, the £100 doesn't come immediately. It might come 3 months later. It might come 6 months later. It might come 12 months later. But when it comes, it's going to rain. It's going to rain down on you. You're not going to make £100. You're going to make thousands of pounds. Yeah. Why? Because you gave first. You give value first. Yeah. Show people that you care. Yeah. No one cares what you know until you show them how much you care. Very, very important. Okay. So Facebook groups. All right. Next way that you can get some free leads. Yeah. Which pages do you follow and groups are you in where you can serve more? Which pages do you follow and groups are you in where you can serve more? What do I mean by this? Yeah. Let's start with pages first. Raise your hand if you follow any influential people online that have the same target audience as you, potentially. Yeah. So these might be gurus in your industry, industry leaders. Yeah. Great. Here's what you should do. When somebody comments, when that guru or that influencer or that person posts something, you should go in there and comment on it. But don't just go like let's say if somebody posts, for example, something inspirational, don't just go, yeah, amazing. That's not a comment. That's just a word. Yeah. Go and add your secret sauce to it. Add some value to that post. Yeah. Let me give you a perfect example. Some of you will know recently, a couple of months ago, about 6 weeks, maybe more, the movie star Tyrese Gibson started following me on Instagram. Some of you might remember that. Tyrese Gibson from Fast and the Furious. He's a singer, all that kind of stuff. Some of you might know who he is. He's got like 13, 14 million followers online. He started following me on Instagram. We connected, we're talking, all that kind of stuff is great. When he posts something, like I'll give you a perfect example. He recently divorced. He recently, separated. He's about to go through a divorce. He recently split from his wife. They've got a small kid together. He's going through some stress at the moment. So occasionally he posts stuff about it. I don't just go, it's okay, mate, you're going to be okay. No, I add a sentence on his posts, such as understanding his situation, and I add value to it by saying, hey, look, I've been there, I've done that. It's a process. There's nothing that time can't solve. I add value to it. Do you know what he does with my comments at times? He pins them to the top of his post, which basically means tens of thousands of people see my comment. Eyeballs, yes, Andre, eyeballs on my comment. Do you not think I get more followers from that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because I added value. Remember, how much you get paid depends on how much value you bring to the marketplace. But sometimes you don't get paid immediately. Yeah? So what I'm trying to say is find influencers or people who have lots of followers who you can serve, and turn up and comment with good stuff. Don't just give them a thumbs up. Don't just give them a yay, amazing, that's fantastic. No, add some value to that post. Yeah. Next, Facebook groups. Where it's allowed, go into Facebook groups where your target audience are and add value to people. Okay. Now, some groups, they let you pitch. Some Facebook groups are open and they let you pitch. Yeah. But you shouldn't be going into groups to pitch. You should be going in there to add value to people. All right. So go in there and add value. If someone asks a question, answer it. If someone asks for your advice, give it to them. If someone asks you how to solve a problem, give them your best solution to that problem. If somebody asks something in that group that you don't know the answer to, bloody Google it and write it to them. Okay. It doesn't matter. It means adding value. Adding value means adding value, helping people, because naturally people will then make friends with you on the other side. Yeah. Now, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Raise your hand if you're in my Billion Lives Changed group, and as a result of that, you've made some friends that were in that group too. Yes? Good. Look at that. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. That happened because at some point you guys supported each other, added value, commented on each other's posts, this and that. Yeah. Some of you, I know, have your own little groups where you talk to each other on Zoom and all that kind of stuff, right? That wouldn't have happened if I didn't start that group. Okay. It also wouldn't have happened if you guys didn't add value to each other.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.Jessen.Team to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.